Hi, Llama time here. Here to review Mass Effect 2. Oh, here on my Tuesday. Mass Effect 2 is a great game to start off. I love this game. I didn't play it that long ago, but it's already one of my favorite games ever. Or that's how good it is. I was not a huge fan of the first game. It was good. I mean, in a way, it was good. Had the story down, had the universe down, had the characters down and stuff, and I love the dialogue choices and stuff. But the gameplay is what killed it for me. It played like a bad Gears clone, like bad Gears of War clone. The cover system wasn't great. The shooting mechanics weren't great. Just in general, it just was not. The gameplay just killed it for me. Now this game though, in that area, makes a ton of improvements. And first off, the cover system all around feels better. The shooting feels better. This feels like a good Gears clone, which it doesn't. Which when you combine that with the great story, the great characters, there's the amazing graphics, some of the best of this generation, and probably the best on 360 so far, and just an epic adventure. When you combine it with all that, it makes it into a great game. And so this one fixed my biggest problem with the first game, and now it's nearly perfect. It also fixed a lot of the loading times from the first game, which I know annoyed some people, including me. So I never actually beat the first game, so I didn't get to carry my decisions over. One of the features of this game is decisions you made in the first game affect this game. A lot of people say that you need that to get the full experience. But if I didn't experience the full experience, then I can't even imagine what the full experience is like, because my experience was amazing with this game. I loved it. You play as Commander Shepard. You make a character, and he really gets to be your own character. You make his decisions. There's plenty of decisions, and they all have weight because you know they're going to carry over into the next game. Every time I had a decision come up, I always thought about it before making it. I couldn't just make it and move on like I could with most games with choices like this, because I knew it was going to carry over to Mass Effect 3. And also before you say, oh, this is just trying to be a prequel to Mass Effect 3, this game is over 20 hours long. They keep adding on. There's plenty of free DLC too to add on to your time. Plenty of side missions. 20 hours is just for the main story. That's about how long it took me to do the main story, doing just a few side missions. And those are definitely worth going back to. There's plenty of worlds to explore. I didn't explore all of them. I mean, there's a ton of stuff, and now they're adding on more DLC for you to buy at reasonable prices. So there's a ton of stuff to do in this game. Not only that, just talking to people, doing stuff, finding new people to talk to and buy stuff from, just everything. And there's a lot of content in this game, and so don't worry about it just serving as a prequel to Mass Effect 3 or something that you have to buy the DLC for to get a full experience or anything like that. They didn't skimp out. This is a great game. Now, story-wise, this does suffer a little from like second in that trilogy thing, which I know I just said content-wise it covers that well, but what I mean by that is it spends a lot of time developing characters, a lot more time developing characters, setting a story in place and everything like that, than it does really like advancing the overall story. It's just the overall story does advance. You learn a lot of things, and you set up your goals for later on to like the next game. But a bulk of your stuff is doing missions to collect your crew and loyalty missions to make them loyal to you, to help them. And some of these loyalty missions are really great. Like this may not sound fun, but these are probably the best part of the game. Some of them are truly great. I really love some of the missions. And some of them were just so much fun. And so story-wise, like I said, overall, a lot of stuff may not happen, but some of those character missions are so great, you really won't care. And I suggest doing every loyalty mission if you do play this. Most of them are optional, but they're fun. You will not get the full experience out of this game if you don't do that. So this game, so story-wise, characters and stuff are all great. Some of them are some of my favorite characters in any game ever. They have more personality. They're more just awesome than characters in most games I've played than just about any game I've played. Okay, gameplay-wise, like I mentioned, it plays like a third-person shooter in a way, with RPG elements. Basically, there's a cover system and shoots from over the shoulder. You have weapons and stuff. It's like a. You also have biotics, and stuff like that, which are basically like force powers and stuff. Basically, kind of like force powers. You can lift things up, throw them at people and stuff. That's actually really fun to do, and something that you should. It really adds another layer to the combat of the game. So, in general, it doesn't do a whole lot of new things in terms of gameplay, but it's fun. It's still really fun to play. So, sorry about that. And it's still really fun to play. So I suggested gameplay-wise, this game didn't really have. I didn't think it really had to reinvent the wheel. As long as it had good gameplay, which it does, to go with the story. Because I'm telling you, just everything about the story and characters is just great. And like I said, the graphics are beautiful. Like, probably my best game I've played on 360 so far. So, overall, this is a great game. Even if you haven't played the first game, I suggest at least knowing the story to the first game before playing this. If you can play through the first game, it's not quite as good. But I do suggest playing through that so you can have your decisions cross over and stuff. This game is nearly perfect. I wouldn't call it perfect. And there are moments where it's frustrating and stuff, though there are very few of those. It's not, and for a while I did think it was perfect, though there are a few flaws, but they're very, very minor. So overall, this is one of my favorite games. This maybe my second, third favorite game of this generation. Haven't really decided yet, and one of my favorite games of all time already. So go buy this game. You get plenty of playtime out of it. It's worth your money. I give this game 9.8 out of 10.